Good morning, students. This is Waqar Ahmed, your economics teacher from Cambridge International School, Dasua. And as you are aware that in these online classes, we have covered chapter number 8, 9 and 10. Now, because of the doubts of some students, I am revising some selected topics of chapter number 10, that is government budget and the economy. And this revision will not be the analysis or explanation of what is written on your screen. You need to concentrate more on my words rather than what is written on the screen, because we have already discussed that, explained that, and I sincerely assume that you have prepared notes of this chapter. So here the focus will be on understanding the topic in a real life setting, in a manner that how these things affects our real life. So it will be kind of interesting to understand these topics. And first is reallocation of resources or the allocation function of government budget. So basically you must understand that there are two types of goods in an economy: private goods and public goods. Private goods are those goods which are owned, controlled and used by individual because they spend money on them out of their own pocket. So the benefit of private good is taken by individuals. And what are public goods? Public goods are those goods which give benefit to the society, which are used, consumed or produced at a mass scale, and these goods require a large investment. First thing. Second thing, if the large investment is made by private sector, then the gestation period or the period in which investment is done, investment production is started, good is distributed and consumed, and money is received by private company or private player, all that time is known as gestation period. And in case of public goods, gestation period is very long. So first thing, these public goods require a lot of money initially. Second, the gestation period is long. So both of these factors made production of these goods unattractive or unviable for private companies. But these goods are required very much by the society. So what happens? Here comes the role of government budget, or here comes the role of government. Government provide these goods or these services to the public so that whole of the society can take benefit of these goods, and the social welfare or public welfare of the economy or of the country increases. Generally, these public goods are like parks, roads, street lights, hospitals or universities. So all these goods are produced by government, or all these goods are produced by government by reallocating the resources from private sector to public sector, and this role is played by government budget. Now the second objective of government budget is reduction in inequality of income, or popularly known as distribution function. And as you have studied in your social science of 10th class, economics of 11th class, and you must have experienced or read or seen this phenomena all over the world, all over the society, that we divide the society into two groups: rich sector and poor sector. Now rich sector has got a lot of money and poor sector has got less money. So what happens, or how does government can change this equation of more money and less money? Generally government is bound by law, so it cannot happen, or it does not happen, that government can take money by force from rich people and can give that money to the poor section. Means government cannot play the role of Robin Hood. If you know about Robin Hood, and generally everybody knows about Robin Hood, means all this equality, all this redistribution require a policy, require rule of law, and here comes the role of government budget. So generally what government does is, government reduces or decreases the purchasing power of rich people by increasing taxes on rate of taxes or by imposing new taxes and receives a lot of money as revenue receipt. We have studied about revenue receipt, tax receipt. And how does government gives this money to poor people? That money is not directly transferred into their account. Hopefully in future this too will happen, but as of now this money is not directly transferred into their account. But what happens is government gives subsidies to a lot of sectors of the society, and government provides a lot of goods and services at cheap rate to poor section of the society. For example, if you will go to a government school, the fee is generally 10 rupees per month, whereas in a private school the fee is 100 times or 50 times more than that. Second, if you will go to a government hospital, generally they charge 5 rupees, 10 rupees per patient. If you will go to a private hospital, the fee is 50 times or 30 times more than that. So how does government distributes resources evenly? Government uses taxes to reduce the purchasing power or disposable income of rich people and collects a lot of money as tax receipt, and then this tax receipt is used as subsidies to provide goods and services to poor section of the society, so that their standard of life increases and this inequality of income and wealth decreases. And that is the role or second objective of government budget. Now you must have been seeing a lot of news, must be reading in newspapers, that in last 30 years it was first time that China experienced fall in its GDP growth. It is estimated that all the economies of the world will take at least 2 years to reach at the level where they stood before this pandemic started, and all these are examples of economic depression. And economic depression is not a new thing in an economy or for an economist. Just like this, there were situations in the past where economies were increasing at a very fast speed. So these situations of depression and these situations of inflation or high growth situations, both of these situations are not considered very good from an economist point of view, because these genuinely results in fluctuations in general price level which affects consumers or which affect industrial sector. So generally what economic policy or government budget tries is to stabilize these changes in general price level through different policies of the government, and that is the third objective of government budget. Because if there is a situation of fluctuation in economy, it will discourage consumption or it will discourage investment, and both of these are very important for any economy. So government through its budget tries that there are no situations or no fluctuations in its economy, and government uses tax policy, government uses its expenditure policy to control or improve the situation of depression or inflation, and that is the third objective of government budget. So you must remember that situation of inflation not good for consumer, situation of depression not good for industrial sector, and how can government control or improve these situations is through its taxation policy, increase in taxes, decrease in taxes, or through its expenditure policy, increase in government expenditure and decrease in government expenditure. We have talked about this in detail in monetary policy, fiscal policy, but that fiscal policy is part of this third objective of government budget, whose main aim is to stabilize the economy or stabilization function. And the last objective is to achieve the holy grail for any economist, and that is economic growth. All the economic policies, all the fiscal policies, monetary policies, all the FDI initiatives, why any economy or any government or any central bank is doing all these things? to achieve economic growth in long term which is sustainable. And what is that economic growth? Economic growth means regular increase in real GDP of an economy. And what is the real GDP? Real GDP means that the GDP of an economy is not increasing because of increase in prices, but it is increasing because of increase in production, because of increase in capital formation, because new factories, new production capacity is being created in that economy, and that is substantial or that is meaningful, because increase in capital formation or increase in production capacity will result in more jobs. More jobs will result in more income to the people, and more income to more people will result in more consumption expenditure, and more consumption expenditure will again result in more demand, and more demand will lead to more capital formation. So basically this is the cycle which every major economy of the world is trying to achieve, because this will lead to increase in real GDP, and that will create economic growth, long term sustainable economic growth, which is the holy grail, or which is the most desirable function, most desirable objective of all the economic policies. And government budget also helps in achieving this objective, because government through its policies can increase partially, not completely, can partially increase the consumption expenditure or the consumption demand of a person or all of the economy as a whole. For example, you are trying to save 1 lakh rupees in your FD, because FD is paying 8% or 9% rate of interest. So it seems attractive to you that instead of spending this amount, you should save and you should spend this amount after 2 or 3 years. Now what RBI can do? RBI can decrease bank rate. That will result in decrease market rate of interest. So all the commercial banks will decrease rate on their fixed deposit. So earlier if you were getting 9% return on your FD, now you will get 6% return on your FD, and the idea of saving will become unattractive to you. Now you will think that instead of saving this money, I shall purchase something. So RBI through its policy initiative changed your investment habit. Similarly, it can change our investment habit of all the industries. So through these initiatives, government, or let us say directly RBI or the central bank, can change our investment and saving habits, which change in real GDP, which results in change in economic growth, and government budget also plays an important role in this. So I think that's it for today, students. Tomorrow we shall be revising about the budgetary deficits of all 3 types, and if you have got any doubt in numericals, you can send me message. I will add that as well in tomorrow's video. So that's it for today. Stay safe, stay inside, stay healthy. Bye.